Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. This is the Seagate Firecuda Cup Final Series. My name's Judge. I'm joined on the desk at the CG studio in Adelaide by T-Ball to do the casting for tonight.
Yes, we certainly are. It's good to be back here.
It is.
Been a couple of weeks since we were down here.
It is. It's been a couple of weeks. We're down here for the CSGO land. Now we're here for Rocket League. And tonight is going to be a massive night. For those of you just joining us, we're coming through with the semi-finals all the way through to the grand finals for the night. Tell us a little bit about the format.
That's it. Well, it's going to be single elimination. It is winner takes all, essentially. You do not have the second chance of a loser's bracket to go through.
No, you don't. We need to get those wins on the board thick, fast, and early to make sure that these teams get through to the grand finals. Our first matchup for the night is going to be coming up soon, which is Alpha Sydney against one more. Of course, arguably the two top teams. Just depends how you feel about one more.
Potentially. One more. They've been up and down throughout the season. Although, in this season, they lost the first 3 games, then won the next 4. So they have come back from absolutely nowhere to almost steal a finals position.
They have. Alpha Sydney, though, amazing players on the team. We've talked at great length throughout the season, across leagues as well, about how much of a well-performing, consistent team they are, how they perform under pressure, and, of course, their ability to perform outside of the bounds of momentum.
That's exactly right. But they did have one hiccup in the league. They were at 20 games, 1-0 lost at one stage. They only needed one more against Legacy to actually have a perfect season, 21-0 with the 7-0.
That's right.
But Legacy, they came back and reverse swept.
They did.
They didn't just break the 21-0. They broke the 7-0.
That's right. They brought it back hard, which was a really impressive match. Go back and watch the VOD if you haven't already. Tonight, though, T-Ball, coming through. Big games across the board because, of course, following Alpha Sydney and one more, we've got Legacy and Corvidae. Now, those two have played off against each other previously as well. Interesting to note that Legacy lost to Corvidae.
They did. That's the only game that Legacy lost. So, Legacy, although they were 6-1 throughout the tournament and knocked off the Kings, they have to go against the one side
that they dropped to. That's right. So,
I
mean, and there's a lot to talk about in that matchup as well. We'll get to that before that game. Looking at the players for Alpha Sydney and one more, though. Let's go through Alpha Sydney's lineup at the moment. We'll start with Jake.
Jake, incredible player. I mean, you can almost just group them all and just say they're incredible across the board. Jake, Torsos, and Drippe, they all know how to play every single aspect. They can pick up any type of strategy at any time.
Oh, yeah.
If sort of solo players aren't working, they'll go to a team play. They'll just do anything, and they'll chop and change between matches, in matches, not just between matches.
That's right, and talking about their consistency, it's something we talk week in and week out about, and it's hotly debated as well, is that Alpha Sydney, they don't need to be playing with momentum. They can take a win, then they'll drop a game, then they'll win a game, then they'll drop a game. Although they might have the momentum from one series, they won't carry that forward into the next, and they don't need to because they have this ability, like you said, all 3 players are very good players in their own right, their own respects, and also in their own ways. So when they come together and play very cohesively as a team, that matchup, that round, that game is when they'll win.
Certainly right, but what I'm expecting to happen here in the first match, one more, they start quick. Alpha Sydney, if they drop a game, it's normally the first game.
That's right.
So
consistently the first game that they drop as well.
That's exactly right. And then they just flourish from then on. They've got how the team's playing. But one more, they start off really, really strong. So I would, even though Alpha Sydney are definitely going to be the favourites here, I would expect one more to take the first game at least and put themselves on a good footing.
It wouldn't be surprising if one more, well, it's going to be expected that one more take the first game. If they take the second game, highly plausible as well. Alpha Sydney, though, completely capable of a massive reverse sweep.
Yeah,
easy.
That's it. So if one more do manage to take out the first game or even the first 2 games, they cannot relax for a second.
No.
It is go, go, go the entire time against this team.
Alpha
Sydney, they've had a few bumps recently. They did lose in the last week to Legacy, and they wouldn't have wanted that. They would have liked that perfect record. But they do... Oh, here we go. We are in game. Straight up here. And here we go. We're only 8 seconds in. Not too much has happened. Alpha Sydney, of course, in the blue. One more over on the orange.
Now we'll get the players' names up on screen in a moment. Torsos with a big goal here to start us off with this one. He's going to put that one away almost all on his own. Gets it off the backboard and across to the left. Centre goal, well done. And a ripper to start us off here.
Absolutely phenomenal work there by Torsos coming through from Alpha Sydney. I kind of expected one more to start this off quickest, but it was Alpha Sydney in the end. Straight up, we are still looking for the players' names on the stream here. She'll have that ready for you in just a moment, but one more. They are going to, not going to take it down the field. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Shady dropping it in there. Cyrus can't get too much. It's pumped way downfield by the Alpha Sydney player. Zest up high. Doesn't get a touch off the back. Well, it's dangerous, but Drippe was under it. Torsos now over to Drippe. Drippe, the back pass. It's a nice flick, but hit out to the side by Shady. Cyrus can follow up. And now Jake will be looking to head back, but gets detonated by Cyrus. He can get a pass over to Shady, but Torsos in the way. Good clearance.
Very good clearance. However, in the style of one more, they will keep the pressure on. That is until Jake clears it out. Good pass to Torsos. Top bar, though. Not going to find net. Followed up by Drippe. Alpha Sydney now leading this one 2-0. And astray from their consistent performance, they're actually leading the first game.
Exactly right. But what a team play to start off already. These guys are in sync. Somehow, they've managed to really start off quick. Only a minute 5 in. And they've already got 2 goals. Zest, he's gone straight down the middle. Torsos get the save. But that previous goal, they threw the 3 players up. They were like, let's just go. They're not going to sit someone back. These guys are looking aggressive right now.
Very aggressive indeed, and I think it's worked out for them. Obviously, it's worked out for them. They just need to be careful that they don't keep that up all game. They need to be playing their game and keeping things consistent in Alpha Sydney style. Jake with the guy's touch there. Torsos coming on. It's going to find the right-hand side on the board. Drippe now up. That's a tire touch. Looking for the soft drop into the net. Won't find it. And Alpha Sydney rotate back for defense.
Cyrus now will say faked out Jake there. Zest now getting it into the center. Drippe's missed it. Shady should be able to pop this in. He does so. One more on the comeback trail. They cut the lead in half.
Feels backflip, man. You're going to see it right there. Drippe gives it the flip as he decides perhaps not to go up for it, maybe to relocate. It's not going to work in his favour, though, as Shady puts that one away. One more trying to catch up this deficit.
That wasn't the easiest shot from Shady either. He was struggling to find the momentum to get behind that ball. Oh, nice shot coming through. Shady with the save. Jake's going to pop it up high. It's dangerous, but Cyrus with an easy clear way down the field.
Way down that field. Torsos going to look for this one. Challenged by Zest in the 50-50s. One out by one more. Shady popping it off the corner there. Goes to Cyrix. It'll be too high off the top bar and nobody in position to follow up. Shady will keep the ball in possession, and Zest now going for a shot. Goes a little high. Drippe pushing this one forward and received by Cyrix well above the goal square. Now going to be Shady answering back as Torsos lobs one in. Alpha Sydney keeping consistent pressure here, T-Ball, but we're not seeing them fire shots off at net quite yet.
One more seemed to have settled quite a lot more. They have their sub in as Zest for elusive, so they don't normally play with Zest either, so they are up against it from the start. But they have turned it around big. Oh, Shady going for the shot, but Drippe, he blocked that well.
Torsos pushing this one forward now, looking for an opportunity to beat out 1v1s. Will not find it as Cyrix returns it. Drippe down to Torsos again, now setting up for a teammate. Could see Jake come in here, no. Going to be Drippe out on the side as Shady picks up the catch over the top of Jake. It's now left to Torsos to clear this out. We'll get it past Zest. Shady will chip it up to the wall. Looks for a pass center. Gets it off the corner. Nice touch from him. Drippe on the catch. Now trying to beat out his opponent. Cyrix on the block. And Torsos now right-hand side. This is the opportunity. Alpha Sydney pushing down the field. Torsos needs a set, but it's going to be Shady who pots it back. Drippe now onto goal. Good save by Cyrix. Drippe fires back again on receipt. One more need to get it cleared out away from where the shooter has put the ball. Can't pass it straight back to them. Drippe looking for this now, and Cyrix will clear it out the field. Looking good for one more as they move towards the goal square.
What helped one more in that defensive plays as well was that Alpha Sydney wasn't going to commit even 2 players. They kept having to go back, so they were throwing the 1 player up there. It was getting kept in the defensive half, but they weren't able to get any sort of effective shots out of it.
That's right, with the demos coming out as well. Looking like they're trying to open up Alpha Sydney to squeeze this final goal in, as the 1 minute mark does hit us now. 1 minute remaining on the screen. Shady looking for a push here to get something done for a teammate, but Jake will challenge on the wall. A good challenge as Zest gets the whiff. And Jake going to be pushing this one down. Cyrix with the slow. Jake now looking for the challenge. It's going to be Cyrix now. Drippe off the wall, drops low off Cyrix. Now Torsos looking to keep this one pushed. Will not find net.
They've just got to get it down the other side of the field at this stage. Alpha Sydney, they're just so good at keeping the pressure on. Even though it's not for huge scoring opportunities, the time wasting is just perfect at this point. Drippe just going to pop it forward again. It's saved fairly easily, but one more finally going down the field. Zest, oh, I kind of missed the shots, but I think Jake would have been there anyway to save it. But Drippe, nice pass through the middle over to Jake. It's up high. Drippe looking to drop it down, but he goes high again to Torsos.
Oh.
Just can't finish it off. 13 seconds left. This is One More's last chance. They've got to clear it.
Plenty can happen with 7 seconds left on the board, but not if Torsos drops this one down, and he does. Off of his tyres, well set. The Alpha Sydney pressure, putting the final nail in the coffin for this one. That's the 2-goal buffer right there over the top. Good dunk with a great pass from Drippe to set him up. We've had 3 minutes 15 without a goal scored, and very high tensions for One More. They're going to have to go into game 2 trying to make improvements.
That's it. Oh, that was about the last opportunity there. The clock's going to drop down, hit down the field. Torsos, he might try and dribble this around. Oh, I guess the tap, he's gone. We've got some OC keeping up early on in this series, and they are best of 7s.
Oh.
It's not going to make it there. These are best of 7s all night, the 3 matches, the 2 semi-finals and the grand final. So One More, they do have a bit of time to make their way back.
They certainly do. Plenty of time, in fact, to make their way back into this one. Looking good as a showing from Alpha Sydney. Torsos with 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 save, and 5 shots. And you can just compare the pressure with just the shots taken from Alpha Sydney compared to One More. They're 9 from Alpha Sydney to the 5 from One More. Alpha Sydney did spend a majority of the game in their offensive third. The ball floating midfield for quite a lot of it as well. So One More managed to pump out some shots in the small time that they had in the offensive end of the field, but it wasn't much.
They certainly did, and Alpha Sydney, they didn't really translate a lot of their pressure into the goals.
No, they didn't.
They spent a lot of time just throwing one person up and keeping the ball forward, rather than throwing the 2 up. When they did get the goal, they threw almost everybody up.
That's right, and it became a collapse. You know, you see it in other esports as well, where there's mispositioning by the opponents. Your team collapses, comes in and capitalises on that. That's what Alpha Sydney were doing. They were getting set ups. If they could find the 2-man play, something off the corner to the second man, the striker, to get it in, then they'd go for that. But like you said, we found that when Alpha Sydney was scoring, it was ball up, someone follow up, 3rd man, and create something from that.
Yeah, they really needed that 3rd person there.
They did.
But those beautiful backboard touches for that 3rd goal, that just really put a spanner in the works for One More. But they are using a sub One More.
They are.
So they've had the game to sort of work their way in. But that's kind of the game that they needed to set the tone with. So we'll see if they can come back and answer here. Because if they drop this one, it's not looking fantastic from Alpha Sydney. Could just run away with it.
That's right, they certainly could. Alpha Sydney are capable of doing so as well. Shady with this pickup, looking for the dribbles midfield. One fake, looks for the second, but will not get it past Torsos. That ball is reserved for the other end of the field now as Zest comes out. Drippe, good challenge. Picks up the boost on the way through. Torsos sets it way too high. He needed to get over that ball instead. Shady with a questionable touch there. It's going to be Zest following up Shady. Get out the way. Zest needs to get onto this ball and push it forward. Jake with a nice touch here. It's going to be Cyrex now onto the ball. And pushed forward by Torsos. Drippe looks for it. Will not find the scarab, but he is going to secure this goal with a nasty touch inside the goal. We see him at the back there. Torsos onto it. Shady not going to get onto the ball as he's the wrong side of the goal.
Yeah, I think Drippe as well was just going for sort of a fake out there. I might touch the ball, I might not. The right option was to definitely not touch it. That was a phenomenal shot. He was actually going at a different angle to the ball, so managed to somehow find that precise angle to the other side of the net. Jake's now popping it in. Torsos isn't going to get a redirect, but Drippe now goes for the backboard pass. Shady can pop it downfield. One more. They find themselves down 1 goal early in this game. It's definitely not where they want to be. Nice pass by Shady. Torsos hits it into the One More player. And now Drippe can just take it down the field. Good long hit. Cyrex, he needs to clear this around, but he only gets a tap up high. Drippe's going forward. He's trying to do it himself, but he gets hit backwards. Torsos now going for a little bit. Oh, he's gone completely under it.
He's overshot that one. It's going to be a good challenge. Jake getting onto that. Zest underneath the ball. Cyrex looks for the goal. Touched by Torsos, but it's not going to be enough for him as the ball does sail in top left corner. That is One More catching up. This is the first time we've actually seen them tied in this 2-game series, so good to see them on the board and getting in early.
Certainly right, and Cyrex, he had to get that shot on target, or even if it was just a little bit higher, because Zest and Shady, they were both right up in the corner. They'd taken themselves out of the play. A long clear by Alpha Sydney, and that was a goal to Alpha Sydney. So it was a beautiful shot from Cyrex, not just the placement, but the pressure behind it.
That's right. Something they need to be careful of here. Drippe looking for Alpha Sydney to score again. Will not find it. Cyrix gets a clear, and Zest now off corner wall will push it down left-hand side. Drippe gets the pinch to return. Shady on the receiving end of that one. And Jake will find it. Bad touch from Jake as Shady picks it up again. Torso's keeping the pressure on. Shady going to turn around. Will whiff the touch though. And now Alpha Sydney possession. Zest looking to pick this up off the wall. Will miss the flick over Drippe. And Cyrix now having to return it back. Jake, it was a good touch by Cyrix. Jake receives it though. Alpha Sydney all in one side. Be careful that they don't get done. Torsos with a big touch there. It's now in centre field. Cyrix pushing it back. And it's down to Shady.
Beautiful
good
control.
There. Yeah, very good. It was a great pickup. Great catch.
It was a little bit of reverse just to keep the ball steady. Not too much going to come out of it. Drippe sends it high. Oh, it comes off the curb of the roof, but he can't capitalise. Torso's going to try drop it down. He would have needed a feather touch for that. Not able to get there. Cyrix powering up high. Kind of almost fakes out Jake, it looks like. Shady's going to flick it down. Cyrix can't get the freeze on the ball with Drippe. Went one out there. Drippe still trying to go forward. Zest gets a little pop down to halfway. Jake now gets it in. That's going to be dangerous. Shady gets a little pop out to the side. And now Drippe, he's going to try and control it, flick it over Cyrix. It's not high enough though, and Cyrix will get it out to the side, looking to follow through. It's not close enough to the wall for a pinch, and it's going to sit for Torsos. Jake flying off the wall, going to look for the pass in, but Shady, nice block.
I'm seeing a lot of pressure once again coming out from Alpha Sydney here. Not a lot of shots on by comparison to last game, but at the same time, they are managing to keep one more in their box. I think one more struggling to get this cleared as we see the whiff from Cyrix here. Nice soft touch from Torsos and a good save by Shady. That one wasn't going in, but it was a good effort nonetheless. Drippe fires it back and Zest yet again picks it up. Now cleared. And keeping it in this front half, as you see with Jake getting that to Torsos. Very good shot there. Not going to find net though, as one more managed to collapse and get onto the save. Always dangerous when you have those collapses though, Tibor, is if you're looking to save it and you both miss, that's now two people taken out. It always leaves you that one less man short to be able to get the next save, and with the way that Alpha Sydney are putting the pressure on, that's a dangerous position to be in.
There certainly is, but the one thing that's striking me right now is this is quite a slow game. Oh, pass over to Torsos. It'll go in off Zest in the end with a little pinball action. Not much Zest could have done about that.
Not much at all. Jake with a great pop. Torsos actually set it a little too high. Could have potentially dropped into the right there as we saw, but you're right. Zest puts that one away. Unlucky. He went for the defense and couldn't quite get the right angle onto it. And with just under a minute remaining, Alpha Sydney take the lead yet again, looking to close out game 2 and do it very quickly. This is different for Alpha Sydney. I'm used to 5-game series for best of 5. This is best of 7. I thought they were going to take us all the way.
Potentially, but I like what Alpha Sydney's doing here. One more are a team that really thrives off of fast play.
Yeah.
And Alpha Sydney, they look like they're controlling the speed of it. They're just slowing down. When they move forward, they're completely controlling the speed of the game and just slowing it down. And somehow, it's just making one more think about what they have to do.
That's right.
Which is causing issues when they're going forward. But Shady looks for the shot, can't get there. 15 seconds to go. Torsos, he's going to waste a lot of time with that touch.
And I think that's key. We've spoken about it before.
There it is.
Good goal from Torsos to finish it off. Nice and clean and simple for this one. He hooked on it well to put it up and chip it to goal. Great pass from Drippe off the wall there. And unfortunately, Shady missed it. But I think we've talked about this plenty of times before. It's a common strategy, whether it's esports, and across esports, whether it's, conventional sports, we're talking like basketball, football, soccer, whatever. When you control the pace of the game, especially in a ball sport like Rocket League, when you control that and you take command, you force the opposition to play in a style that they're not used to. And that then, like you said, they're having to think about it. One more doesn't think about it. One more is a reactive team. They play fast, hard, and reactive. The ball moves, someone hits it, then someone follows up on that. To then have Alpha Sydney step in onto the pitch here and say, nah, we're going to play a slow game. We're going to control the ball. We're going to make you think about your decisions and really bring this pace back. It's not catering to one more strengths, and that's exactly how they're winning.
Certainly right, but I'm going to have to attribute a lot of this to Torsos right now. In the first game, he had 2 goals and 5 shots. He just stepped that up to 3 goals and 6 shots.
Right.
And he's got 2 saves as well in this one. So he's got more saves, he's got more shots.
He does.
He's got the hat-trick, every single goal on that. He's scored 5 out of the 6 goals so far today for Alpha Sydney.
He's not cherry-picking is the thing. He is back there in defence. Alpha Sydney are rotating, and he is making his plays in the back half of the field as well. Those plays in the back half just haven't facilitated something in the forward half. We haven't seen a save come from him, then then an assist, then into someone else getting a shot on to goal to convert. But he is doing things back there. It is still contributing. Those saves are preventing one more from getting ahead. While it's not directly attributing to Alpha Sydney getting ahead, it is still preventing that catch-up and that equaliser.
Yeah, and also one more, they don't have the pace on the ball to actually get a hard clear.
That's right.
So the ball's moving around really slowly in their defensive line. So it's actually really hard for them to actually get that hard clear and move into offense.
That's
nice
right.
pass from Shady to start it off, from Cyrex to Shady. Hopefully one more can just sort of step it up, get that pace moving. But look there, it's a slow little touch from Alpha Sydney, and Drippé's making it work for him. He's moving down the field.
And look at this, another slow touch. Gets the slow flick over Zest. Shady then has to come in and try and do something with it. Manages to get the clear though. Shady has done something good with that. But you're right, it's all about Alpha Sydney controlling it right now. I think one more need to break that control, and they start needing to play their fast game. The issue is with their fast game, they've been whiffing. They're not performing under the pressure of finals right now, and because they're not connecting with the ball like we're used to seeing them, they're losing control. Even playing a fast reactive game, you still need to maintain control of the ball. Shady!
Oh, Shady! No, what's going on? The
right
field
there!
Split. Zest, he comes in for the follow-up, but Jake has an easy save, and right there, that is one more's troubles all summed up in a neat little package.
That is exactly right. That's exactly what we're talking about. Shady whiffed. If he'd hit that easy goal, they'd be in the lead 1-0 now, and we'd be back to seeing what we expect out of them.
Drippé gets the counter straight away. It's straight back down the field. Alpha Sydney score, and that is going to be incredibly demoralising for one more right now. That's not a shot that Shady ever missed. Like,
no.
99 out of 100 are going in the back of the net. He's feels away, and that just shows sort of the pressure that they're feeling right now. They're not in the groove.
They're not, and I think it's going to take a little bit to get them back in the groove, especially now that we've seen a conversion come out from Alpha Sydney and put that ball away.
Two players going for the ball as well. There's Zest and Shady. One more really neat. They fought so well to get to the finals, but it's now just turning to shambles as Drippé, he gets his second big hit down the field and then can just follow up. Cyrex, he was completely out of position there. He tried to go off the wall, decided it wasn't the best, but almost had to commit to the option that he didn't like, because as soon as he backed out of that, he was completely taking himself out the play in any regard.
That's right. The issue was that he hesitated. You know, regardless of whether it's the right play or not, if you hesitate, you do worse than if you commit to something. Had he gone up for that, had he committed to that, he could have, you know, at least had some pressure on the ball, could have prevented the shot that we saw come out from Torsos. Could have prevented a lot of things coming out in that play had he committed. So need to see that step up from one more. And I believe they can do it. Shady coming off the roof here does get it tipped down towards goal. That was nuts, but Torsos will save that. I'm going to see a Zest come through here past the Cyrex, but again, not hard enough. Not hard enough.
Yeah, not just yet. They are getting some pressure. Cyrex goes way underneath that, takes himself out of the play as well. Torsos, the big clear downfield. Zest, oh, he's missed that as well, and that is going to leave Drippé. No, Shady gets there first. And Zest pops it up, but there's just whiffs across the board from one more right now. Just normal standard clearances they seem to be struggling with. Torsos, he misses that shot, pushes it wide, but Drippé is just going to keep that going forward with a centre.
That double hit, though, isn't what Drippé wanted. It dropped the ball rather than clearing it centre for his teammates. Jake's missed the catch on that one. Will manage to get the pass to Drippé to push it forward. And Zest, great challenge, came over the top for the smother. It's going to be pushed centre now. Need someone to follow up. There it is. Shady redeems himself for his previous whiff. Comes onto this one at the final moment to put it away. 2-1 now. Alpha Sydney still leading, but at least Shady's got his groove back.
And there's still plenty of time.
Oh,
they have so much time.
Half a game.
If they can just throw the tilting away right now, they are definitely in with a chance to bring this back. They just have to slow down, think about it, get some of that Soma and Legacy yoga going.
That's right. Need some meditation coming out is what they need. Some meditation. I think the one more meditation will be a bit faster paced though.
And with more memes.
That's right. Plenty more memes. We are seeing the players push harder across the field. Both sides working harder this time to try and clear it out. Alpha Sydney playing a longer game than they have been for the first half of this match, as they are looking to increase their lead again, get the 2-goal buffer back to prevent any final second goals. That's a good slip in there. Great save by Cyrex. Jake not going to score off that one. Zest looking for the wall here to get something set up. He will be challenged by Torsos, and both of them miss. A nice touch there, gets it past Drippé, but Jake, easy touches and a good smother will mean that Alpha Sydney push this down the field. Great touch there off the left-hand side. Shady pushing into the corner, And now Torsos across. There's Zest looking for it. Will get the clear. Drippe answers back over again, and it drops off top bar. Drippe forces Alpha Sydney into the 2-goal buffer with this touch.
And that's Drippe's hat-trick for this match too. Beautiful work from him. He, like, just scoring 3. That's fantastic. And now we've got the same scoreline as every single match so far. 3-1 in the positive to Alpha Sydney. There's a bit more time left though. So one more really have to get a move on here. They haven't been completely out of formation. Oh, Drippe, he gets a bagger. He's got his 4th.
And Torsos with the playmaker now as he gets the assist from the middle touch. I mean, not quite an intentional assist on that one, but very convenient nonetheless. A massive goal from Drippe, and that is game 3 looking done and dusted as Alpha Sydney are commanding the lead now. And this is the biggest lead we've had from them this series, at least to finish the game off. One more are going to need to reduce that quickly if they want to come back at all in this series. It's not looking good. Like you said, well, this is single Elan. It's best of 1 match. That's all you've got. You don't get that second chance. They don't get to drop down and hopefully keep playing out to snag this one back. They need to do something now.
They certainly do. They were 3-0'd in the regular season in the first week. Drippe, can he get 5? It's over the top. He can't get the follow through. Jake, no, Drippe, can he get the scarab? No. Jake will break the streak, and 5-1 now to Alpha Sydney. They're making it look easy.
They certainly are. Clinic time from Alpha Sydney. Dr. Drippe is in chambers at the moment, and he is doing phenomenally well. Got his stethoscope on, and he's feeling the beat of this game. He's making sure that he controls it as well. And we need to see one more with big things. Good save from Drippe. A good attempt from Shady. Not going to find much, though.
Yeah, this is just time for one more to try and find their way.
Oh, Torsos.
Or maybe just let Alpha Sydney score lots of goals and then sort of make them feel a bit more confident about the next ones. Then one more can go bam. They're right where, you're right where we want you.
Yeah, that's right. It's a false sense of security, Tibor. That's the play that one more have on the cards at the moment. I think they're actually going to allow Alpha Sydney to Brazil with another goal in the last 30 seconds and then come back reverse sweep. That's what I'm feeling. It's all part of the plan.
Exactly right. It's all a part of the plan. One more, especially Shady. He's a memer.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna come and they're gonna come good after this match.
They're just setting up for prime memes to come back and say, remember that time that Alpha Sydney choked in CG finals? It's what they're setting up for. Whether it's going to happen is a completely different story.
That'll be the struggle for one more right now. Alpha Sydney, but like we can't.
Oh,
God, Drippe.
There
Brazil with the 0 seconds.
Wow, look, it's a good keep up here from Jake off the wall, and Drippe moved to get onto this. What an angle as well to get that ball off the car and onto the goals. That is the Brazil, currently 3-0, and match point in the series for Alpha Sydney against one more, and to be honest, a result that I did not expect.
I'm expecting Alpha Sydney to win this. 7 shots from Drippe for 5 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah.
He's even got a save on the board. That is incredible. The surprising thing is the only person who's been last every single time is Jake.
I know, but see, Jake's not... I feel that Jake is filling the position he needs to right now. Drippe is having a phenomenal night, and Jake's just saying, go for it, man. Like, do your thing. I'm going to allow you to keep performing the way you're performing and facilitating that. It's a crucial part of the team to be able to sit back and say, you know what, you keep carrying. And that's something that a lot of players, I feel, don't understand as well, is it's all well and good to be carrying, but you also, to be part of a very good team, know how to be carried.
The enabler.
That's right.
So... yeah.
He's enabling Drippe's goal addiction right now, to be honest.
Well, Torsos was there. He was getting a lot of assists there,
That's right.
But that was absolutely ridiculous by Alpha Sydney.
It was.
The slow play is just throwing one more off more than I could have imagined right now.
Yeah, I kind of expected one more to be converting it. Like, we see, and we've seen it in the league as well, when Alpha Sydney's winning, they're slowing the play down. And other teams will do similar against one more, but then one more will bring it back for a minute and have a really hard, fast-paced minute where they score 2 or 3 goals, and then it's slowed down again. One more has to try and fight to keep the ball out. As we head into the match point game between Alpha Sydney and one more, who knows what we're going to see out of this one. It could be a clinic from Drippe, but he's not going to get that first goal in. One more. I'm really hoping they can bring something back, Tibor, because, I mean, it's not the result we expected. We expected one more to be a bit closer to Alpha Sydney in this. 3-0 is quite a convincing lead to start this night off.
Yeah, especially after their last 4 weeks in the season. They beat Masterminds 3-0. They beat Corvidae 3-1. Sandcastle 3-2. But Corviday's another final side. Sandcastle they were top 4 until the last week.
That's right.
One more actually knocked them out, essentially.
Yeah.
So, and they beat Silla 3-1. So they have incredible results coming into the finals, but maybe the transition for Zest coming in, who they don't play a lot with, maybe that was just a little bit too much.
Potentially could have been, as he does get a good touch there with his rear end to stop the Alpha Sydney play. It's going to be Jake pushing off the wall. Does get a slight pinch to beat out Zest, but Cyrex will come in over the top to get the ball moving forward once again for one more. Cyrex passing back here to Shady. A little sloppy on the play from one more, but they're trying to make it work. Shady gets bit back out. Zest comes through. Could have used a second follow-up touch there. Would have helped the play proceed further. Nevertheless, it's going to be Alpha Sydney returning it. Nice touch to put it on. Drippe looks for it. Will not find the goal. He sets up another one. It's top corner, though. What an angle coming out. That right-hand corner shot is tight.
I was kind of expecting a Cyanix post here as well. It was like almost not into the goal from the post.
Yeah.
But it found its way in, and Drippe is just continuing this hard. One more. They are not going to have the most confident in the world right now, but if they can keep some pace on the ball, just pull it back to 1-0 right now. That's all they've got to worry about is right now. Don't worry about the 4 games. Worry about getting that 1 goal back. Zest, he's got to hit that ball out to the side, but this time, sorry, can try and dribble it out, but he can't get it around Jake. It's now left for Zest. Gets a better hit this time. It's up high. Drippe just pounds it down in off the roof. Shady, hits it out to the side, but Cyrix had moved in. Torsos backboard pass. It's down to Jake. That's hard that is too hard to defend against for Cyrix, who's just flat-footed.
Jake put this away hard as well. Torsos with a great assist over the top, so that's backboard to left side. It popped out nicely as well from the goal, so it allowed Jake a lot of room to move in terms of angles to put that on. He's got up there, seen where the opposition is flat-footed, like he said, and put it top corner. Beautiful work, Alpha Sydney. They're pushing on hard.
But the pass was so beautiful as well, because that went far post as well, to exactly the line he was taking.
That's right.
So he reduced the difficulty of the shot, and we just see this working out so well. Torsos, he pops that ridiculously high with a looper. It's now down out to the side. Zest, he can't get it around Jake. It goes straight back into Alpha Sydney. They are not letting up one little bit right now.
Jake there as well in the goals. We've seen it in the last play. He did get a bit on Zest. Now he's just looked for a demo on Shady as well. So they're going to have to watch out for him as he's trying to force openings in the 1 more goal line.
Yeah, so they're still getting in there. They're still trying to be physical as well, but they're still keeping the game fairly slow. It has picked up a little bit in pace. I don't think they're too worried about keeping that gameplay right now, as they're just having a little bit of fun. It looks like one more just struggling to get any sort of clearance out. Cyrix, he's trying to take it around the side, maybe a little pop over Jake. He gets the fake down along the ground, goes towards goal. It's a little bit slow, a little bit wide. Torsos, easy little pop out to Jake. Jake gets taken out though. Drippe! It's going forward. It's going to be left for Jake. Zest, that was ridiculously difficult to try and defend against. You got some incredible ones players, and to try and fend off 2, that's not going to be too fantastic.
Especially as the second is following straight up after you've had an attempt on the save. Had he managed to get a little bit of a pinch and have it come out left, I think he would have been fine, but because he really didn't touch that ball hard enough, it's going to be sit down there. And Alpha Sydney go 3-0. They're looking to have a big game yet again. Just under half of this game left. Looks like Alpha Sydney are going to be going on and moving forward in this, having a clean series to start us off.
Yeah, it'll be good for Alpha Sydney, and also put some worries into the minds of the 2 teams that are yet to play, who are either practicing and or watching this match.
Exactly right. I mean, a lot of the players, I could imagine, would have their second monitors up with this match on screen, watching it to kind of see what's going on. Oh my God, Drippe!
What was that?
Stop that!
He's just got the whole field. He's taking it around 1 there. Now the dribble through, picks up the boost as well, and then just a flick. That is just gross. Drippe. I was going to say Torsos was carrying at the start, but Drippe.
No, Drippe's just come out of his shell in the last couple of games. That was phenomenal. And I mean, that's testament once again to the ones ability of these players. They have a great ones ground gameplay. great individual aerial gameplay, and that is evidence of it right there. He's able to take it down the field and consecutively beat one more as they each approach him one by one.
And he controlled the ball so well with pace. That was where he just changed it up. He went, right, I'm smashing this down the field hard, staying with the ball, and then I'll just flick it over again. How he managed to do that with such pace was beautiful.
And that just is testament of high-level players. It's exactly what we expect out of them, to be able to do things like that. 4-0 is the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, for the first series of the night. Alpha Sydney against one more. 3-0 is the series scoreline, and it's now 5-0 in game as Jake puts this one away. An easy goal for him to pick up as it comes off of Cyrix for the clear. And now it's just over. It's done, Tibor. I've never seen a team score 5 goals in 42 seconds. Never.
I might have once. I think
prospect level.
No, I think the rejects might have actually done it in their first in one of the weeks of play.
Right. Sounds like something the rejects would do.
They went crazy and they lost the series. That was the only game they won. But they got like four or something goals in the space of about 30-40 seconds. So it was incredible work by them. But Alpha Sydney are out. There's just nothing that one more can do. They're not getting hits on the sweet spot of the ball. Now Zest is getting detonated by Drippe. This is just savage.
It is savage, but savagery is what Alpha Sydney are teaching tonight. They're doing really well, and they're going to run away with this game. 5 seconds left on the clock, and first series of the night goes to Alpha Sydney against one more. 4-0 clean sweep series for them, and they're moving on further into tonight. Now we are going to go to a short 10-minute break, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you follow Cybergamer Australia on Twitter and on Facebook to keep up to date with everything esports in our region from them. My name's Judge. I'm joined by Tibor here on the desk. We'll be right back with the next match, which of course is Legacy Esports against Corvidae. Stay tuned.